1k elo, Magyars, and Bohemians. Now, Bohemians is crazy, but actually Magyars can beat Bohemians. Magyar Hussar these days is just not a very fair unit. It is just a super cheap knight that does extra damage to siege. It's kind of very busted. And yeah, I mean, it'll hard counter Bohemians' main, well, their Hussite wagon, if the opponent decides to go Hussite wagon. Obviously, Bohemians have crazy strong pikemen as well with extra damage, so that can be a little bit of a disaster. But Magyars, you've got Cav Archers and Magyar Hussar. Amazing. And yeah, Bohemian are just very awkward on Arabia anyways, so they're not necessarily as easy to play, whereas Magyars is going to be like, okay, you go scouts and a knights as just a basic game plan, can be very good, especially on 1k elo. We want to be focusing on our own skills here. Let's look at the red player here. We want to be focusing on our own skills, because that's what's really limiting us. It's not really the civ, it's not the civs or the matchup or anything, it's more of just, can we make less mistakes than the opponent, and that's how we win. So yeah, we're going to be having an eye on the idle TC here. We're going to be keeping our eyes on the villagers working. We always need to have villagers working as much as possible. And yeah, I probably would have preferred to have 6 on sheep to start. 5 on sheep is just, it's slightly, like, you are bleeding a little bit of food. You're not quite floating as much. And 4 on wood is going to be way too much, by the way. Like, 3 on wood is, I guess if he builds the houses, all right. I would have said just six to sheep first, though. No need to go 5 on sheep first. Good thing that they changed the boar behavior so we don't kill our own boar. But yeah, I mean, so far so good. We're a villager up because, I mean, as I said, it's 1k elo. People are making lots of major mistakes. And, well, if you can keep that TC running, then you're just going to get so far economically, so far ahead economically that you don't need to damage your opponent because they're damaging themselves. And then you just come and win with a good army later. That's the idea. So yeah, so far so good. The main issue is, I would just say, build order wise, you probably want to go 6 on sheep first. 4 on wood this early is generally not going to be so good, because what this does is it gives you more wood early. What do we spend wood on early? We can wall. But walling, and then getting your walls up too early means your economy is not going to be as good because you haven't added as many farms and stuff. You could add Dark Age farms, but there's kind of lots of food under the TC. So, I mean, I do a lot of experimenting with build orders. So, yeah, 4 on wood can be good in some situations. Like, I was doing Khitan's build the other day, and I went 8 on food, and then I went 4 on wood. Or no, I went 5 on wood after that. And it just gives you so much wood early, and I was able to get some early pastures out, and it was really good. But for Magyars, I mean, the earlier you get to your cheap scouts with foraging, the better. That's generally their game plan, is get up fast for a very strong power spike with foraging scouts. And I mean, against a civ who doesn't have cheaper foraging scouts, what are they going to do? They're going to have something to counter that, and that's going to be tricky for Bohemians. You might add some spears, but you just run around, you run away from the spears. So you can always take control of the game by adding your own scouts as the Magyars. Well, not always, but a lot of the time. I mean, so far so good. Just keeping the TC running is so important, and yeah, 21 up is no problem. You basically have to. You might not. Can you even reach this though? Like with 5 on wood now, the reason why you're going up so late, or like you can't go up earlier, is because you're sending too much to wood earlier. So if your plan was to go up earlier, which would be normally a pretty good plan, then that's the reason why you're up later. It's not necessarily bad, because now you have lots of wood to spend. So now we can maybe add some Dark Age farms. Could be okay. But the problem is when we're floating wood with no intention behind how we're going to use it. So if we go so much on wood early, we need to have a plan for it. It's like, okay, do we wall up? Walling all is kind of, it's not really great on this map. Eventually you want to get it walled all. You could even do to the corner on this map somewhat eventually. But if you do it too quickly, then that's at the cost of making earlier farms, and then your economy is not good. But look at how far ahead you are in the res collect. You're already 350 res ahead. And that's insane. Like, that's like your production buildings are free at this point. So, yeah, I think there's a hole here. I think there's a hole. I could be wrong. It's actually hard to tell. Maybe not, maybe not. It looks like maybe it goes up like this, but nah, there's probably no hole. Anyways, you always want to check. How's our scouting looking? Okay, we see stuff, and we see he's out here, but you can't do it. Like, why are we trying to do something here? Man, spend your wood. Like, stop doing this. Stop doing this. You're not 3k elo. Like, we need to be adding the stable. We need to be adding double wood axe, horse collar. We're getting lost. We're getting lost in the unit micro. Like, yeah, okay, if you're playing perfectly, high level, using the scout to harass some bills is going to be an amazing, like, just little extra thing that you can do. Okay, adding the range doesn't make any sense here either. Because we would rather be adding scouts just in general against Bohemians. Or, sorry, just as the Magyars. Against Bohemians, he might add his super strong spears, but he's not even in feudal age yet. And archers, if he's going FC into Hussites potentially with this late uptime, then you don't really need archers. So see how we don't have any farms? This is a big problem. This is a huge problem. So what we want to do is not fumble early feudal age so hard here. We wasted a bunch of time just playing with our scout when we needed to be adding farms. So if you want to save your wood here and not get any Dark Age farms, that's fine, but you have to get instant horse collar and farms. So we're up on basically, yeah, like 940. 1 second ILTC. Like, it's pretty good until here, where we don't spend our wood properly. So ideally what we have is stable coming up right away. Stable, double wood axe, horse collar. So 175, 50 wood is 225, and then horse collar's 75 wood. You would have 16 wood in the bank if you just spent the wood properly here. And that's good macro. But what happens is, take a look at this wood count. Just floating, just floating. Do we go up to 400 wood? Then we just add a random archery range, and the mining camp. Look, we never go below 200 wood. We need to go down to 0 wood. We need to get that spent. And we're just too slow. Like, Ecotech should be coming in instantly. Horse collar, yeah. As soon as you click horse collar, okay, so horse collar takes 20 seconds to come in. Farms take 15 seconds to build. Click horse collar, wait 5 in-game seconds, which is like it's like 3 seconds, and then make farms. If you get horse collar and then you don't make farms, it doesn't make any sense. So we want to get horse collar, then farms. Anytime that you have villagers around your TC chopping wood, those are your farm bills. So anytime that you're floating wood, you look at your TC, you got straggler tree vills, boom, you get some farms down. Try not to delete the stragglers, actually. They're very useful. So even if your farms aren't perfectly placed, just like try and fit them in places where they don't delete a straggler. It's generally good. Unless the straggler has, like, 19 wood left or whatever, then it's all good. Just I would probably delete this one. I'd make 3 farms here. But yeah, making an archer. But, I mean, you're not really playing to Magyar strengths here. They're really good at hitting that scout timing early. You can build up archers and go for crossbowmen, but, I mean, if you're going to play like that, it's better to pick a different civ, I would say. Okay, adding some farms now, but just kind of late. If you're plopping down 6 farms at the same time, it's kind of... That means you are floating quite a lot of wood, right? So... yeah, I mean, we really can't be floating like 360 wood to get 6 farms at the same time. Because the earlier you make your farms, the more food you will have collected from those farms, and that means you can get to castle age earlier. This wall is kind of unnecessary to go to the mill. Like, it's basically the same distance to go out in front of the berries, and then you can use the mill to build farms around it. That's how you want it to wall. Walling to the mill is not really... It's not really good like this, unless you really have to. Unless the mill is actually really exposed, but the mill is kind of back, so let's go in front. And now these berryvilles are super exposed. Like, if the opponent made scouts or something, I don't know. Could be bad. The opponent is kind of just not really doing anything, so that's good. And honestly, you're just good at keeping the TC running, so you have that fundamental skill down, which is really good, because that's what a lot of people struggle with, is just keeping that TC running. We're a little bit late to go for an archer attack, I'd say, so I would recommend just waiting until Castle Age, because look, the opponent's he's already in the next age, so, you know, if he knows you're going for archers, which I'm sure he scouted, right? He scouted the range. He just makes his own skirms, and then you attack. He's already fully walled. You will never do any damage with this fletching attack, so instead of getting fletching here, you're also walled. He can't really damage you, but you can't really damage him, probably. So just, the timing here is just to go to Castle Age. Like, building up 5 archers is not an aggressive timing. This, like, it's way too late to do anything. But if you go for scouts, say that you went scouts, opponent walled real early. So what that means is that his economy is trash. But you kind of knew that he had some walls. Like, how is your scouting? You wanna see the whole picture by scouting all of his walls. What do we do with the scout? Yeah, we send him over to this relic. And then where do we go? Then we go to this relic. And then we're patrolling in the middle of the map. So instead of doing something useful with the scout, we're kind of just doing nothing. So if you knew that he was fully walled with your scout, which is very simple to get that scouting information, he's literally here, you just click him along all of the walls, then you would know going for an attack in this age is probably off the table. Like, that's not what we really want to be doing here. What we want to do is try and get up. Fully scouting, you would be able to see that he's not on stone as well. That would be also very useful information against Bohemians, because if he's on stone, you'd assume, okay, he's going to go up fast castle for Hussite wagons, which can be scary against Bohemians. But, yeah, I mean, definitely don't need to be patrolling with your guy in the middle of the map. Because, I mean, even if the opponent attacked you with units, you have walls, so it's not like he's going to really blindside you too hard. If you wanted to have your scout in a useful spot defensively, you would have him over here, because you're not fully walled yet. So you would have him, like, through this path. This is where the opponent could attack you. If he had units, he could attack through here, and it would be bad. So having your guy here would make sense. But having him here, when you're already walled here, doesn't do anything. So, number one for your scout should be scouting the opponent's space, because you don't really have an idea of where his res is. You can scout just the outside. You want to know if he's walled, too. And you would be able to see his archer range, which would mean that you would know that he's going skirms. And then you would know, okay, well, skirmishers counter archers, so let's just not attack and lose all the archers for free, probably. Because if he's making a bunch of skirms, that's going to delay his castle age, most likely. And, yeah, maybe you can get up for crossbowman timing, and crossbowman will beat skirmishers. Crossbowman won't do so well against elite skirms, but if he's not up, then you just kill him before he gets to the castle age. That's ideal. Okay. But yeah, probably won't really be able to do anything here. You're being so carried by not idling the TC, though, so it's really good. Honestly, like, you can make these kind of questionable decisions, or late attacks and stuff, and it doesn't really matter, because you weren't idling. It looks like you're going to idle to go up. Maybe one more bill. Yeah, there we go. We'll idle and then go up. It's all good. Oh, did we forget a building? No, you have it. Oh, okay. We idled quite a bit extra there at the end of the age. Just kind of forgot to click up. Okay, a gate here doesn't make any sense. Gates are weak points in your wall. And putting a weak point in your wall in the back of your base is not necessarily very good. Yeah, it's just more that if you want to go out, just delete a wall and then replace it. Putting a gate here, it's just a big target for your opponent to kill and get in. Having a gate on the front can be good, because your army is usually going to be sort of protecting that area, but having a weak point in the back, that can't be good. Okay, we're going to transition into double stable. Alright, I would say that is not a good play here. I think one stable, make a couple knights, is okay. But I think you want to focus on getting your crossbowman going first. Now, the opponent's going to be up, and he's randomly adding cavalry armor as well. Well, he's, like, this makes zero sense for Bohemians to do. Like, it makes some sense for Magyars, because you do have the free second attack, but I think focusing on the crossbowman play initially, then adding TCs, maybe one stable is okay for a few knights, and then if you want to go a lot of knights after your boom is is done, then that's pretty good. Or if the opponent really has a lot of skirmishers, then yeah. But I mean, if you have eight archers and you're up a little bit earlier and you were constantly making archers, then he can't have that many skirms. And if he does, just if he has like 10 to 15 skirms, like 3 knights with +1 armor is going to be good. It's only once he has like 30 skirms that even knights are going to struggle. But in the initial stages of Castle Age, you definitely don't need 2 stables unless you're really trying to go all in. But yeah, people tend to just try and blindside their opponent way too much. Instead of doing something really logical, they're like, haha, I'm gonna hide 2 stables in the back of my base and then show up with knights. He'll never expect it. And it's not necessarily good. Let's just do, even if you do something obvious, if you play well, you will dominate at this elo. We don't need to be sneaky until we're a little bit higher elo. Honestly, like, just do something, just, if you're making archers, upgrade them to crossbowmen as soon as possible, and go win. Like, that's all you really need to do. No need to be all sneaky and getting all these, like, extra armor and bloodlines and stuff, when we want to be saving for bodkin arrow, we want to be saving for crossbowmen. Like, bloodlines and armor doesn't really do anything. Like, we have, well, forging was free. Bloodlines armor doesn't really do anything until we actually have units. And yeah, I mean, we should be making crossbowmen and bodkin arrow right now, and going to and killing the opponent. Because in about 30 seconds, we should be at the opponent's base with crossbowmen upgraded, with bodkin, and maybe ballistics behind it. And then the opponent just loses the game. And because Elite Skirm takes longer to come into, I can't remember exactly how long it takes. Just Capture Age just it says the resource cost, but they didn't include the research time for some reason. But anyways, it takes longer than crossbowmen to come in. It takes a while to come in. So basically, if you know he's on a bunch of skirms, you have time to see that he has a big ball of skirms, and then fall back if your crossbowmen are in danger. And then, by putting pressure with the crossbowman, that forces him to make Elite Skirm as well. And that's a big investment. And then, that's when the knight follow-up is good. But if you just go sneaky knights here, he won't even have to invest into Elite Skirm because you're not really doing crossbowmen. So, basically, we should be at his base pretty much now. Pretty much now we should have our entire army of crossbowmen at his base. If we had 2 ranges, if we had another range on the way up or something, or a little bit earlier, we could have probably like 15, 16 archers here. And 16 crossbowmen, can you imagine? Like, the opponent just loses, right? Just do that. Like, we keep trying to be too sneaky. I don't know. I can't remember if it was your replays earlier where I was saying, you're trying to be too sneaky, but just stick to a more basic strategy. It's gonna be fine. Just second range as you get close to the farm count that you want in Feudal Age. Start making more archers, and you have like 15 guys here probably, maybe even a little more. Probably even a little more actually. You could probably have closer to 20 archers at this point, and you just dominate. And you have ballistics behind it, so even if he gets Elite Skirm, bodkin arrow, if he doesn't have +2 armor on the skirms, then he's also kind of screwed because you're doing 2 damage per hit with the crossbowman. And yeah, I mean, that's what you'd want to do. Expo's 35 sec, Elite Skirm is 50 sec. There we go. Good to know. Yeah, I knew the Elite Skirm was longer and somewhat significantly longer. Like 15 seconds is kind of a lot. But yeah, I didn't know exactly the specifics. Thank you very much. All right, but yeah, we should be dominating him here with crossbowmen right now. And look, like, this is real-time strategy game. We can't just go out the back door and then loop around. Like, that's just a waste of an entire minute. These guys, a minute later, are significantly less valuable. Like, if they were at the opponent's base right now, they're dominating. If they're at their opponent's base in, like, 4 minutes, they're looking really stupid, because now they're just gonna die to knights. Okay, a little bit of, not a perfect engage there. Okay, pro tip. The skirmishers are literally doing nothing, so why are we spending precious knight HP killing the skirms when your knights should be killing the enemy knights? The skirms are, like, okay, if you're worried about the skirms, you can focus fire them with the crossbow, but honestly, you just ignore them here. There's, like, They're tickling your guys, and basically you're like, oh yeah, knights, go kill the dudes that are tickling while getting hit by enemy knights. That's not a good play. So we're also like, even stuff like this, we're getting surrounded by the enemy knights on a hill. Like your guy's kind of on the low ground here. So definitely not the perfect fight. Like, we're fighting uphill with the knights, which is a problem. So if we had taken that fight better, honestly, you probably dominated. You had enough. And I mean, the crossbow micro is fine. Honestly, your crossbow micro, this does not look like 1k micro. Like, your micro is good. Honestly, like, your eco management and micro are actually good. It's just the decision making and just not hitting the timings correctly. Honestly, I think you can improve really fast from what I'm seeing here. We just need to, like, stick to a plan. You need to have a more simple plan. Your plan is too complicated right now. That's where your problems are arising. We just, yeah, probably just, if you're gonna play Magyars, just go for Scouts opening. It's gonna be very good. You can always add archers after. You go Scouts into archers. And, I think you're gonna get the most success out of that. And then, I mean, you already have a stable for later as well if you go Scouts into archers, which can be very good. And, yeah, I mean, you are playing decent. Like, you actually have a lot of army. But yeah, going for knights and crossbowmen, they take completely opposite upgrades here. Like, they have completely different upgrades. So that's the problem, is that if you just spam one unit, like, say that the opponent goes full knights, he's just gonna have more knights with full upgrades, and you're just gonna have, like, half upgraded, half army. And it's not really as good. Now, the opponent's adding in hand cannon, but as Bohemians, he can just do that. Because hand cannon just requires chemistry, and then you don't need any other upgrade. And this unit is insane once you get to it. It's just really slow. And if we had attacked faster, with crossbowmen, he can never get to hand cannon because it takes too long. He would already be dead by the time that he even clicks chemistry. But now we're kind of held up on the front here. It's tricky. Like, you have enough army, but we don't have siege, so we can't push. And if you made siege, that kind of dies to the hand cannons. Okay, a little bit sketchy fight. I don't really know what the crossbow. Oh man, yeah, you're so caught up on being like, man, I need to use the knights to kill the skirms, and I need to use the crossbow to kill the monks. You're so caught up on that, but then you don't realize that, okay, if your crossbowmen are running to kill this monk, they're literally doing nothing the entire fight. So instead of running crossbowman to kill the monk, what you do is you fall back your knights. You want to run from his hand cannons too. In this fight, like, your knights need to fall back. So what we want to do, if he has hand cannons on a hill over here, that's scary. Those things are killing you. But we need a patrol in. Your patrol didn't really, like, we didn't really patrol. Like, look at what your knights are doing. Look, opponent's knights are all attacking. Your knights are, like, running back here, or like, you click them on a farm. Look, they're all attacking a farm. Yeah, look, they're all attacking a farm. So we can't be misclicking like that. We just lost the fight because we just had all the knights attack a farm. So don't right click when you're engaging. You need to be patrolling in or attack moving in. If you right click, it's not really good anyways, but you're prone to misclicking like that as well. You should be dominating this fight though. It's just that you spent half the fight hitting a farm. But like, how many guys? He has 11 knights and you have 11 knights, but yours are way better upgraded. Yours are fully upgraded here. And you have 16 crossbowmen. He has like four hand cannons. So you should dominate this fight, but you clicked a farm, and that means that you lose the fight and probably lose the game. So you need to learn to use attack move or patrol. Yeah, we're honestly just dying because we clicked that farm. But you have to realize, you have to realize during the fight, oh, my guys are attacking a farm and not attacking enemy units. And then you have to adapt. In that situation, you can always just issue a stop command, right? Okay, actually you're fine because just your eco management is way better than your opponent's. So you're actually fine. But like, there's some major mistakes here that if you clean up, you will improve so fast. Here we go. Yeah, let's speed through a little bit because I think I've said pretty much the important things for earlier. We'll see if there's anything else. Like, hand cannons are a crazy unit. Like, you have to respect those hand cannons. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, if you're gonna do these like little pokes, it's not with knights, it's with crossbowmen. Thumb ring's pretty expensive. I probably would have preferred to have bow saw earlier as well. I mean, knights and crossbowmen does kind of kill everything though, so I do like that you're on this comp now. Oh, no, no, no. Like, look at this engage. Your engages always don't make any sense. Look, like, you're so caught up on being like, man, knights need to go on the hand cannons, that you're like, oh, I'm just gonna take a bunch of free damage. Bunch of free damage on the way in. Also, you're right-clicking on the back guy, so basically your guys are not doing anything the whole time. Your biggest issue here is you're just not patrolling in, not attack moving in. Or even just get close and hit the stop command. But right-clicking on an enemy unit in the back, your guys take, like... How many free volleys do they take? Like, kind of 1, 2, 3... They take kind of, like, almost 3 volleys before they even reach their target. And by that time, they're half dead. I mean, hand cannons are a crazy unit, too, so... You need to really outnumber them to kill them here. Once they get to this number. But yeah, basically, just way too caught up on trying to snipe units that you think that you should be sniping, when just this engage should be taken from this hill. What you want to do here is you just want to take this hill with the crossbowman. Like, your crossbowman, I mean, he has so many hand cannons, it's kind of tricky. I think in this engage, the knights try and kill this ram. Crossbowmen try and take the hill against the hand cannons. Once the knights kill the ram, the knights need to support the crossbowman against his knights. And yeah, it's tricky though. Like with the mangonel coming in, I think like that would be the best way to take the fight most likely. But with the mangonel coming in, I think you'd have to give up this area. I think the better play, you don't realize how ahead economically you are, I guess, but the better play is just to give this area up. Come back when you have way more knights. Come back when you have like 30 knights and you dominate it. But trying to take the fight now, you end up just throwing everything. And now there's no coming back from this. Look, like, we have 0 army. We have 4 army as 47. We killed nothing in that fight. And we threw our entire army. So, if you can just clean up your engagements and just not try and snipe units when you just need to, like, patrol in, it's gonna be much better. Yeah, we're just getting snowballed here. Now we're just dead. Yeah, GG. Alright. Hopefully that makes sense. Just ask me if you have any questions. And yeah, I mean, your eco was only slightly ahead in the end, but I mean, you're getting dominated in the end there, so... and I think you added TCs a bit later, too. Here we go. We got the APM for it, too. We just need to take better fights, which is really uncommon to be, that's like the main advice on this level. Usually the advice on this level is like basic stuff, like really basic stuff. But yeah, stick to a more simple plan. Just crossbowman timing, maybe add some mangonels. Maybe 1 stable knights as a support unit, but don't try and go 2 stable knights and a bunch of crossbowmen at the same time. You just can't. Because then you miss the timing to do anything really strong. Because you need to tech into 2 different upgrade types.